Ben, Josh Taylor's the latest fighter that turned to you. How did it come about, the partnership?
He slid into my DMs.
Bit naughty, that, isn't it, eh?
Yeah, I had to put a picture up, like me posing a little bit on Instagram, and then he liked it and then just slid into my DMs.
Come on, is that true?
He still talks a good story, doesn't he? Fucking prick. No, I was contacting my management team and then got in contact with Ben. Obviously, was my first choice, and sorted it out. So yeah, that's it. The rest is history. Aye.
Oh, I thought we had a good story there about sliding into DMs and all that. Do a lot of people slide into your DMs?
No comment.
So how's it going anyway with Josh?
Yeah, very good. You know, the last week or 10 days or so, we've done a couple of similar sessions, and today we done a session that we done on Monday, and there was some very good progress this morning. So to see some improvement. So yeah, it's going good.
What about the opponent for this unified title fight?
Yeah, I genuinely think he's a good fighter. I think that potentially could be the next big thing to come out of that part of the world. But I believe that Josh has got his number, and Josh will do it in good fashion as well, I believe.
And I was talking to Josh about this later. It's ironic that he's using Ricky Hatton's gym, another great 140-pound fighter.
Yeah, Ricky was a monster, and so we actually spoke about this on the way up, how it was unfortunate for Ricky that he just come across two of the best in any era that happened to be in his era, not only in his era, in his weight class. So, but definitely one of the best fighters to come out of the UK, for sure.
There's a chance on the 2nd of May that Billy Joe could fight as well. You know, have you made any plans for what if that problem arises?
Yeah, currently there is no fight made. You know, I've been here a few times with Billy Joe before, and it's all fell to bed. So we've got some things in place, but currently it's not an issue. And if it becomes an issue, and there is a fight made and there's a clash of dates, then we have got things in place. But currently, as it's not an issue, there is no fight made for Billy Joe yet. Then it's not an issue as it stands.
If it becomes an issue,
we've got things in place.
You get a lot of fighters who ask for you to train them. What made you decide to go with Josh?
Obviously, Josh is a phenomenal fighter, but more importantly, I know that he's a good lad, you know, and I've always seen the way he carries himself, conducts himself through fight weeks and in the media, etc. And I've always thought that he comes across well, and then obviously come over, spent some time with us and that. And the way I work is 24/7. You know, I can't away from home myself, just like the fighters do. So for me to dedicate that time to somebody, and I have to be able to get on with them as a person as well. And obviously, Josh is one of the boys, and we all get along, and you know, a pleasure to train.
And another big fight coming up, Daniel Dubois against Joe Joyce. What's your reading of that fight and how it might go?
Yeah, a lot of people are talking about how it'll be a fight of two halves, Dubois in the first 6, Joyce in the second 6. But just because you're not seeing Dubois have to be pushed into the second half of a fight yet, doesn't mean that he can't do it. So don't rely on that. But again, with Joe, you know, don't underestimate his ability, because as an amateur, realistically, he won the gold medal over 3 rounds, and he was a formidable force in the WSB as well, which was over 5 rounds. So, you know, he can box at a good pace as well. But there's so many questions of both fighters to ask with, you know, like I say, Dubois hasn't been in a high pace fight and hit the second half of the fight yet, and Joe probably hasn't been hit as clean and as often and as hard as he probably will get hit in the first 6 of this fight. So there's lots of questions on both, so I'm just going to be a fan for that one and sit back and enjoy it.
You don't usually sit on the fence, usually analyse a fight and give a reason why you're tipping someone.
Well, I like Joe, I like his team, and they're good lads, and I'm a fan of Dubois. I think he's a great fighter, so I just like to sit back and just enjoy the fight for that one.
Brilliant.